Welcome back, everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about financial independence, what people think it means, what it actually means. And in the end of the video, I'm going to give you my formula for financial independence. Let's jump right in. All right, everyone. So when I say financial independence, what does it actually mean to you? Does it conjure images of Rolexes and fancy cars, vacations, mega yachts with helicopters on them, like symbols of being really, really rich? Or if you really think about it, does it just kind of mean being able to survive without needing help from anything else, including a job? Could financial independence just be being able to meet your obligations without having to work? If you ask someone what financial independence really means, I think you're going to get a pretty broad spectrum of how people will answer that question. And I think many people will want those symbols of wealth. And it's not wrong to want the fancy watches or cars at all. But what does financial independence really mean? And if you're watching this, I would just urge you to think about that for yourself. For me, I think for a lot of people, financial independence will include things like being able to put a down payment on a home, being able to take vacations, being able to have money there in case of an emergency. And if you watch any of my previous videos, most of the people in the country don't even have $1,000 that they could use from their savings in the event of an emergency. In a world where most people are going to retire without any savings at all, financial independence in a world where people don't have the means to cover even a small monthly expense if it comes up. And by the way, plenty of Americans have actually no retirement saved whatsoever. So we're living in this world where people don't have means to meet expenses, don't have money to retire. What does financial independence actually look like to them? And what I would really like for you to get out of this video is for you to decide what it looks like for you. For me, financial independence looks like being able to be completely in control of my time without having to work a job, being debt-free, being able to travel if I want to, with or without the kids, having multiple streams of income, and being able to pass on wealth to future generations so that they feel supported while still having to work and build their own way, but that they feel supported, and things like access to education are not an issue financially at all. That's at least what it means to me. But I would urge you to sit down and think, is financial independence more than just fancy stuff? What is it actually to you? Now, I'm going to give you the formula of how to achieve financial independence, at least my perception of it. And I actually watched a really great YouTube video on this. It's by a financial advisor. His name is Ryan Sterling, and he did a TEDx talk where he talked about the 2 things you need to do in order to achieve financial independence. Now, if you follow me, you know the number one thing you have to do is save money. And how can you save money? Well, you have to live below your means. You have to earn more than you actually spend. It's a net equation, right? Money in versus money out. If there's more money coming in than there is going out, you're going to have money left over to save at the end of the month. Now, how do you do this? Well, if you are not just a complete savant when it comes to understanding your money, you likely need to budget. Create a budget, track your expenses. I've got a great one in the show notes. I'll link to it below. But that's one way that you can actually put in a framework in your life to save money, is know how much you have coming in, how much you have going out, know the difference, and track the spending. But we can't just stop at saving, right? Because as we know, if we were just to save money in cash and have it sit in our piggy bank or under our mattress, that money is not going to grow at all. So the second thing that you have to do in order to achieve financial independence is go from being a consumer to an owner. We need to be buying assets that will make money in our sleep when we are not actively at work, whether that's real estate, stocks, or investing in businesses or other things that don't require us to be there 24/7. That's how our money is going to grow. And that YouTube video was really great at outlining the ways in which we can do that. It really goes into the stock market, and I'll link to it below in the show notes. But we need intention in our lives to not just save money, but to be able to apply it and put it to work so that our financial dreams, and whatever that may be, can be achieved. So how do you know if you're on the right track? Well, there's a simple rule that you can use, which I've talked about before, but we'll go over it right now. It's called the 4% rule. This is not the end-all be-all calculation, but it is quick math for you to understand whether you are on the right path towards financial independence. Here's how it works. 4% rule basically says that you can take a certain sum of money. I'm going to tell you how to get there. You can take that sum of money and withdraw 4% every year for 30 years. So how do you figure out that number? Well, you would actually take your total annual spending. So let's say I wanted to spend $100,000 a year and divide that by 0.04, which is the same as multiplying by 25. So if I took $100,000 and multiplied it by 25, I'd get 2.5 million. That would be my financial independence number. So if I had 2.5 million bucks, I'd be able to survive on $100,000 a year for 30 years while even adjusting for inflation. So what's that number to you? If you have a budget, if you know what you're spending right now, do you anticipate your expenses to go up every single month? Do you need 500 grand a year? Whatever it is, multiply it by 25. You're gonna get that nest egg number that you need to work to. So what does financial independence mean to you? Does it mean right now paying off some debt, maybe increasing your income, getting started on an investment journey? Well, don't worry, because I've got 2 videos above that are perfect for you to get started with either debt or investing. And if you haven't downloaded my ebook on budgeting, it's free. It walks you through steps to budget, same steps that I used in order to pay off 6 figures of student loans and credit card debt. Check the show notes for that. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I'm doing this every week for you so that you can learn and that I can learn along with you. Thank you for watching. I'm Ian Group. Make sure you stay smart out there, and I'll see you again next week.